Good morning, everyone. So it's me, Shane Lee. So, there's some bad news in Savannah. Two little girls were found in a car, and they died of maybe heat exhaustion, they think. I'm not sure. But they're around the age of 3, right? Well, they weren't even in their own backyard, and they were in someone else's home. That's kind of strange, right? Well, now the worst case scenario you can think of in that situation is that the girls um, were playing in the car and somehow got trapped in the car and couldn't get out. But they're 3. They're 3, right? You know, 3-year-olds can do some things, but not all that. Maybe I don't know. Without help, without help. That's all I know about that, right? um, Plus, wouldn't it be logical for the owner to lock the car and make sure that never happens anyway? So we're hearing a lot about infants and parents leaving their children in the car. Now that's the most moronic and crazy thing to do, right? Now I suppose what the parent is trying to say they're doing, right, is, you know, I guess I understand, right? Is they're going to work or something, right, and forget to drop the child off to school or daycare or something. I don't know, right? Because it's not their usual routine or something, right? And wind up leaving the child in the car all day and they die of heat exhaustion, right? And exposure, right? Well, anyway, I'm reminded of, the movie with Kevin Bacon and what was his name from Family Ties. But anyway, I think it was Worms or something. Well, whatever it was. Uh, well, anyway, um, worms were eating people from underground, and a guy had to climb up on the electric, you know, thing, right, tower, to get away from the worm and die of exposure, right? That takes about 2 to 3 days as well. Now, a child dying in a hot car happens a lot quicker. Well, the prince, okay, of fools, right? We'll call him that. Because you're following too. Well, anyway, the prince of fools taught us death, right? And yet, in the Bible, in Deuteronomy, whoops, 32, 29, it says, uh, 34, I'm sorry. Is not this laid up in store with me? That can't be 32. Oh, 39. My bad. My bad, handwriting again. See now that I, even I, am He. And there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. That's kind of like a resurrection. I wound and I heal. neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Now, that's just one of many statements from God, right? Including Ecclesiastes 3:13 that says there is a time to kill and a time to heal. You know, after death. Now, you don't have to prove to someone, hey, I was in a car wreck, the car crashed into the ground and I might should have died, right? Or I got locked out of my room and fell 3 stories and might could have died. Most people who have a brain would think, well, you could have died. But something healed you, right? And brought you maybe back from the dead, right? Now, if it involves human intervention, right, that's called attempted murder, right? Even if they don't succeed, right? But of course, someone can't act like they know you did die or didn't die unless they're involved with it. Right? You know what I mean? Right? A murderer, though, ain't gonna admit they murdered you either, are they? They're just gonna tell you you didn't die. Well, how do you know? As far as I remember, I was trying to get on the window ledge and I blacked out and woke up in the hospital. Even the friggin' concrete window ledge itself could have killed me if I hit it at the right angle and on the way down. On the way down. Right. And don't think this was, not a thick concrete ledge. It's about 4 inches by 4 inches square. Yes, squared or rectangular, right? See, it has to be at least this long, right, for the window ledge. Right. Now, there's also no reason, though, if I could walk a tightrope, that the ledge shouldn't have held my weight, as well as there. Right. You know what I mean, right? But someone's been on and on about me, for 15 years. Acting like, I know, they know what happened there, right? Well, only a witness to it. And again, right, even the guy they said found me said when he found me, all he knows is I was pointing up at the roof as if I fell from the roof, but he don't know what happened until he found me either. Right. There we go. Trying to figure out the end there. Alright. So, Like I'm trying to explain to you, though, some people must have a problem with me who I don't even know what the hell it is, right? Now, if you try to murder me, though, that's on you, right? And God might let you kill me, but He can also heal me, and He can also make me alive. I think that's your problem with me, ain't it? Ain't it? Wouldn't it seem like that to you? Some motherfucker tried to kill me. I survived, and he's all pissed off about it. Alright, so that's Mary Had a Little Lamb. Now we're gonna work on You Are My Sunshine. Something wrong there. That note. They got a little. Well, started out okay, but then I went to the. Let's try flexing it. having problems with that part right now, but that's my 5th day of training. Right now, since it's a sharp, I probably can't even really play it on the flute, right? Right again. Okay. Well, what's kind of confusing me there is they do the E to the F sharp, and then they got the F sharp as a quarter note, but it might should be an 8th note, right? That might need 2 beats there, right, to make the song sound more like this. You see it, right? And now the trumpet, right? Okay, I'll throw it down. Yeah, it looks like the E actually, not the F, right? Might should be at least a quarter note, right? Because they got it as 3rd note. Well, what I mean is a half note with a dot, which makes it 3 beats, right? Forgot what they call it, but anyway. So let's try it on piano again. So D, D, E, F sharp, F sharp. That's E, E, F sharp, D, D. That's G, B. So then you do another B, and then A, G, F sharp. Well, when you refuse that music can be taught, you don't think you're Orwell's government, right? Even if you edit it together into a piece, right? You're still making a musical piece, right? The same notes we all sing unless you somehow come up with new notes, and I bet even then I can impersonate those notes too, right? Bet. I'm pretty good at sound and impersonating it, right? Now, either Michael Winslow pretended to be or he really is able to do what he does, right? I don't know which. But I did see a little weird editing in Spaceballs, right? When he's playing the, the voice character, right? And the sound guy. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if it's that he did it in production or if it was edited to sound that good. Mm-hmm. I don't know which it is. And I have seen him do it on stage before. Live. But there again, you feed the microphone through the soundboard, right? Well, all I might have is an amp. Amps don't do all that, I know. But the soundboard, I heard, as a, machine that has a bunch of buttons on it. I also heard you could program a voice into it, and all of a sudden you're sounding good, even if you're not. Well, that's called cheating in the real world. No. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Why is it called cheating? Well, some people can really sing, but some people can't sing at all. Now, you might dream of singing and dream of being in the spotlight, and that don't bother me so much, except I can sing too, right? Even if you're using the soundboard, I can impersonate it, right? Some people can, some people can't, right? Some people don't even think they can and want to pretend they can, and then they're faking it to make it, I heard that too, right. Am I mad about it? No, but it's kind of idiotic to do something as crazy as that. Because, see, if you can only sing with the soundboard, and the movies also control the editing of the movie, right? We don't know if it's you or the soundboard the whole time, right? And that does become an issue, right? If there are people out there who can match it, right? I'm one of them. And do you call it Shane Edward Lee by some weird coincidence, right? And what that would mean is sound harmony and note enhancer, right? And again, it's an electronic editing deck, right? Word and recording device, or whatever you want there. And it's also light up electronic equipment, right? That's called an anagram, right? Right. Or an anonym, right? Something like that. Well, guess what my name is? Shane Edward Lee. What does that stand for? Sound harmony note enhancer, right? And I can't match it. I can match it. You got a problem there, don't you, FBI? No, we do. I know you do. You do. So you did all this without permission, but from Congress, right? Well, Congress handed you your ass in the sling. Really what they did. And that's because they're ignorant of how music really works. With someone with a good ear, anyway. Who can sing what he hears. That's called singing by ear. I know. Not everybody can do that, but some people can. They got a good ear. They can listen to music, and one of my aunts could play any melody she heard on piano. But she was also trained since a child. I ain't even really started playing the piano on my own, and I have no formal education on the piano, right? I ain't even been to one lesson where I was taught by a qualified instructor ever my whole life, right? What if you did train me? You know what I mean? Elton John himself was trained in classical piano, right? And you see how he did, right? Well, I wasn't, right? But you see what I'm doing, right? Without the aid of that. Right, right. So anyway, now when you've been lied to by the devil for 6,000 years at least, you're not going to want to listen to God because the devil's got you used to him. You know what I mean? And what he wants for you, which is your death, ultimately. But Jesus, and maybe me and I reckon Paul, have raised from the dead by God. The spirit of life itself, right? And it must also heal me to a certain point, or I can be paralyzed from the car wreck from the neck down. Now, do you normally, if you're going 35 miles an hour, even black out and you got minor injuries anyway? No, you don't. But if you make it to Vivian's house and someone attacks you with the bat there, you did. You do. But a bat and a windshield on your head would usually kill you twice. Love me 2 times, I'm not going away, babe. No, I'm not. No. You don't even bring me a virgin, so fuck off with that shit.